Hello lads and ladies, and welcome to this, and welcome back for another video on the channel. Today we are predicting my bottom 6 and top 6 in League One. Now there are only 6, 7 or 8 games left for every club in this league. It is a huge end to the season, the business end of the season. And where those results in the season start to matter, those last-minute winners, those 0-0 draws that didn't seem like a good point at the time, seem to matter that little bit more. Again, we're going to predict the 4 teams that go down, the 2 teams that just stay up, and the 6 teams that go into the, or 4 teams that go into the playoffs, and 2 teams that go all up automatically. And then you've got the 2 or 3 sides just outside the playoffs that just miss out. Let me know your predictions down below. Again, a long way to go in this crazy League One season. So we're going to start off bottom. Now, it may come as a shock this. I'm going for Crewe. Crewe have been awful this season. I think they're about 30 points worse off than last season, but they had a really good, strong first season. And if you're a Cambridge or a Cheltenham fan, those thoughts that may stick into your head, what Crewe did last year on a limited budget, what they've done this year. They've also got a good manager, Crewe. I think the business in the summer wasn't good enough. They have got some good players. I like Mandron. I like Chris Long. Those types of players. And I think there's quite a few in those that can find League One moves or potentially higher League Two moves. But the squad overall isn't good enough. They just haven't clicked. They've not been good enough at home. They've not been good enough away from home. I think they've lost 12 of the last 13. So I think they will go down. I think Doncaster will join them in 23rd. I think they've got better in the last maybe 12, 14 games or so. They picked up some decent results away from home, beating MK Dons away, beating Sunderland away from home. So they have got a little bit better. They beat Accrington at home as well recently. But for me, the squad still isn't good enough. When they played Fleetwood a couple of weeks ago, I thought they were poor and you could see why they were down there. And for me, I think they are the 2 that are nailed on. Now, I do believe the next 4 are fighting for 2 relegation places. I do think Morecambe will go down. I think the way they concede goals, they've conceded the most goals in the division. I think they conceded 12 in the last 3 games. They're not in games as well. They're not a typical Derek Adams side. Robinson has basically brought over 20 players in and left them in this mess. Stockton's goals have dried up. I think he looks absolutely knackered. I think he's only missed about maybe 55 minutes of football all season. He looks strained as well. Adam Phillips isn't being as creative as he once was. We haven't got a Mendes Gomez or a Sam Lavelle or a Sonogo that can win games of football at one end but also keep you solid at another. Again, Morecambe Football Club have never been relegated in the history. They've got a tough run in. But they have to start winning games of football quick because their form recently hasn't been good enough. Now, the last place it's been hard to pick from, I must admit, because anyone could really go down in that run. I really do believe that, and I think it will go down to the last day of the season, and I've said that all along, but I do think Wimbledon will go down. Now, I think Wimbledon losing Palmer in the January transfer window was a big blow for them. Now, I know they got 300 grand for him, he's an old striker, and they could cash in. They didn't replace him, and they haven't got any sorts of goals up front. They've got, Assel, Rudani, McCormick who can score goals, but they need someone to help them out, and they've not got that, in my opinion. I think they're very lightweight. I think Maboud is not good enough. Presley, not good enough. So I think overall, I think that's where they're going to lack quality. They've still not got a manager in charge. Robinson obviously got the boot, I think maybe 5 or 6 games too late, because they missed out on, Steve Evans, John Sheridan type of manager to come in and give them a boost. And what Neil Harris done at Gillingham, I think they've timed the run to perfection. Fleetwood, 20th. Now, I said it all along, I do think Fleetwood will stay up. I think they're going to stay up on the basis of how poor other sides are. I think they're getting players back now, which is big for them. I think they've probably got one of the better squads out the bottom 6 or so, but they've just been injured for large parts of the season. They battled hard. It's just been the late goals that have cost them and the young squad. But I do think Fleetwood will stay up, and I mean just. I think this one could come down to goal difference. I really do believe that. And then Gillingham, I do think they'll stay up. Neil Harris effect, 11 games, I think it's 15 points. They've beaten sides that they should be beating, but it is beating those sides, which makes the results even better. They're beating Crewe in that run, Cambridge in that run. They went to Lincoln and won. Going to Accrington and winning. They are big, big wins. And again, Neil Harris probably looked at that and gone, if we can get 2 wins and maybe a draw, or 2 wins and 2 draws, I'll be over the moon. Well, they've gone and got 4 wins out of that, and they've battled hard against sides that have been around. They've got a point against Sheffield Wednesday. They were unlucky against Ipswich. So there's been a lot of spirit, and they probably could be 4 or 5 points better off. I probably think they should have beaten Sheffield Wednesday and got a point against Ipswich already. Then, if they all get 4 points, I think really you're looking at 1 more win to stay up. I think 45 points could be the magic marker this year. And you're looking at the playoffs, it could be 80 points to stay up, to get into the playoffs. It's an absolutely mental League One season. So next up, here comes the hay. 6th, I've gone for Oxford. Oxford will get into the playoffs. They score the most goals in the division. They're entertaining to watch. They play on the front foot. They've got some good players. Probably overall, I think they've got one of the best squads in League One. White, Brannigan, Sykes, Taylor, Baldock, really, really good squad overall. They've got goals, they're solid as well. They'll score more than you. They'll go to the end. They score last minute goals as well. They play good football, high energy, high pressing. And I think that'll see them through for a 3rd playoff finish in a row. 5th, I've gone for Sheffield Wednesday. Now, I do think they will get in. I do think they've got favourable fixtures left. I think they've got Crewe to play, and they've got Fleetwood to play in the run as well. They've been brilliant in the last maybe 18, 19 games or so. I think they've won 11 out of the last 19 games as well, which is a great run-in. And if they can keep that up, I do think they'll squeeze into the playoffs. 4th, I've gone for Plymouth Argyle. Now, Plymouth Argyle are one of the sides that can just go on a run where they'll lose 2, then they'll go and win 5 in a row, keeping 5 clean sheets. And they've always got that bounce back ability where I do think they'll get in. They're very good at home, which is massive for them. And then they're okay away from home as well. They score goals. They can keep clean sheets as well. They kept 5 in a row and won all 5. They can break down those sides at the bottom of the table, which maybe other clubs maybe can't. And overall, they're one of those that you can put them on to win and accumulate, and you think they won't let you down, where maybe a Wickham, a Sunderland, an Ipswich, or a Portsmouth, or a Bolton may just have that fear of doubt, and that's why I don't think they will get into the playoffs this year. 3rd, MK Dons. I think they're one of the best sides in the division. They play the best style. They play passing football, the high energy. They can play direct at times. Liam Manning came in a week before the season when Russell Martin left and has just thrived and just taken them on leaps and bounds. They've got Scott Twine. He can win any match by himself. Troy Parrott, Moriesa are good players as well. By the way, they lost probably their 2 best players in the summer, in Ethan Robson and Matthew O'Reilly, the heart of their midfield. They've replaced them, and ever since then they've done really, really well. And they've kicked on, and they've probably been better since January, and probably deserving of a top 2 finish. I just think Rotherham United will sneak into the 2nd place. In my opinion, I think they're probably one of the most solid teams in the division. They went on a really good run from September to January time. They slipped up a bit recently, but form's temporary. Class is permanent, and Paul Warne is a good manager, and he will lead them home for 3 League One promotions in 5 years. But up at top, what a job this man has done. Wigan Athletic, they've got to be up there. Now, what they've done this season is unbelievable. To win the league, to be even in the top 2, to be even in the top 6. I know they've had an unbelievable squad. I know they pay big wages. But to go from a side that were in the bottom 6 last year to turn over, to bring in 20 new players is a huge turnover, and it may not always click. It may take time. And other football clubs like Ipswich started slowly, but they've been brilliant all year, Wigan, and they deserve the credit that they're getting, and so does the manager. He's done so much more than just put results on the pitch as well. And Wigan Athletic, in my opinion, will win League One and go up in leaps and bounds. You've got a great squad there, and the support away from home is unbelievable as well. And hopefully that they can do it for their supporters as well. Again, they are my predictions. Let me know what you think down below. Do you agree with me? Who would you change? There's no Sunderland in. I do think they're a bit a bit shaky, and Sunderland, they bottled it last year. And they should have got top 2. I just don't think they're going to do it again, if I'm honest with you. I don't think Wickham are going to do it. I think they've been a bit poor in recent weeks as well. Ipswich, I've said all along, they can easily go and get 6 wins out of 6, but I think it'd be maybe living in cuckoo land if I put them in over some of the sides that are there and, done it, because it's in their hands as well. Portsmouth, Bolton have had good seasons as well, who can battle hard next year. But they are my predictions. I hope you very much enjoyed it. Until next time, guys, I will see you later. Thanks very much for watching.